So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Adventure Comics number 351 from December 1966 with story by E. Nelson Bridwell and art by Kurt Swan. Superboy, you must get your memory back and help us. Doesn't this clubhouse we brought you from the future remind you of the Legion? Don't you remember me, Colossal Boy? Legion? I never heard of it. Now get that eyesore out of Smallville before I demolish it. He doesn't remember them because they took his memory away. The Forgotten Legion. What happens when the Legion of Superheroes needs help from Superboy and Supergirl? Do they send a time SOS to the 20th century teens? That's how they used to do it before the Legionnaires expelled the Boy of Steel and the Maid of Might, erased their memories of the Legion and placed them with a couple of masked characters called Surprise and Mysterious. Everybody gets into the act, even the substitute heroes, the Super Pets, and a special guest villain. That's it, Super Pets, knock 'em for a loop. Holy menagerie. Supergirl is sicking the Legion of Super Pets on us substitute heroes. So they are, the richest man in the universe, R.J. Brande, is being threatened, so a group of Legionnaires go out, and you can see that Matter Eater Lad is now very fat, and they will be making jokes about that. I haven't trusted that Mysterious or her partner, Surprise, ever since they replaced Superboy and Supergirl. Even my X-ray vision can't see through their lead masks, but my Penetra vision can, now, and will. So he plans on, even though they promised not to, he says, "You promised, Invisible Kid, but I didn't. I'm going to find out what Surprise looks like." And so Invisible Kid just punches him in the jaw. Did you have to hit him so hard? I'm all right, Phantom Girl. It's too bad I couldn't use my invulnerability when I turned on my Penetra vision. Of course, if I didn't know you could only use one of your powers at a time, I'd never have slugged you. You know, he's a bold fellow there, Invisible Kid, to sucker punch Ultra Boy. I'm not a big fan of that move. Okay, I'll do as you say, but I still think these new members might really be Superboy and Supergirl. And so he reminds them that there's a ring of kryptonite, or a cloud of kryptonite around the Earth. So that's why they've been made honorary members. And then we get a replay of how they remove their memories by inserting kryptonite, small pieces of kryptonite in their brain. I overheard your suspicions. Don't apologize just because I won't reveal my identity. You think I'm a fink, but I have good reasons, just as you did, Ultra Boy, when you once let yourself be branded a traitor to the Legion. So that's quite a callback. So they go to R.J. Brande's planet, which is, I guess, a small one, which you'd think would then have light gravity. I wonder who put Mr. Brande in danger. Zola A.Q. alias the Hag, a notorious criminal. She used the spell-casting powers she learned on her native world to jam Brande's defensive weapons. So they go to the planet, and the defensive weapons start slicing up their ship. Hey, some of Brande's Sentinel satellites are slicing our ship like a piece of bologna. I thought you said the Hag turned off the defenses with her hexes, Miss T. She must have turned them back on. So they go out, and then we get a first of a few jokes. Matter Eater Lad is having difficulty getting into a spacesuit because he's now, as he says, as fat as our old buddy Bouncing Boy. All right, and so apparently Pharaoh Lad doesn't need a suit, which his powers are kind of nebulous. I mean, he's super strong and super durable, but and here they are blasted with a laser, but Pharaoh Lad is able to take the blast. You okay, Pharaoh Lad? Yep, ME, old pal. Even the radio in my mask is functioning. But the beam really packed a wallop. I'm nearly indestructible when I turned myself to iron, and it knocked me for a loop. He still hasn't explained why he wears that mask, as far as I can remember. So they get a whole new defensive weapon coming at them, which is these robots with long, flexible fingers. Prison robots, their long, flexible fingers, shoot out and harden into a cage to trap trespassers. Maybe I can break out. But Matter Eater Lad just starts eating away at them. Don't bother, I'm hungry anyway, chomp chomp. And so he frees them. Meanwhile, Lightning Lad, who has been captured by the villain Evillo, he says, I am the leader of the Devil's Dozen. You mean you have 11 more like that, Apollo creep? Not yet. So far, I only have 4 superpowered followers, but you will be the 5th. So he's going to turn Lightning Lad evil. Sure I will, the day the real devil starts complaining about the ice in his apartment. You'll be glad to join me when my little friends get through with you. So he gets put in this glass tube, and I guess this creature, it's a concentration of pure evil. When this one enters your body, you will become as evil as I am. Ha ha. And it does appear to be successful. Must fight it, can't let it get control of me. You're right, I should join the Devil's Dozen. Who wants to be a stupid do-gooder? Come here, lightning lad, and swear to use your lightning powers for criminal purposes. Repeat after me. And he does vow to become a criminal. Spell it out, boss man. I'm out for big loot. Make with the details. So he explains the plan, but he also tells him that he is going to replace his metallic arm, this Dr. Zan Orbel, who can, create actual living tissue, not just robotic arm. But he punches Evillo in the face. Impossible. The evil force made you a criminal. Sorry, chum. Evil can't defeat good, and never could. How did you manage to overcome the evil force? So he just remembered back to all the self-sacrifices of the Legionnaires, or their acts of bravery. Kind of like the Ultra Boy when he held up a roof of a burning house till everyone was out, though he risked certain death from flames, because, of course, his powers can only have one at a time. He searches Evillo and discovers this weapon, and he demands that Evillo show him where the communications are so he can call the science police and give them their location. I won't do it. Go ahead and shoot if you dare. So he just wings him, but apparently this gun was a trick. You see, that's not a weapon, it's an energizer and gives me a special power, and you released it, fool. Jumpin' Jupiter, he's growing horns. And so he blasts the gun out of Lightning Lad's hands. Guards, come at once. I've had a little trouble with the prisoner, but he's totally disarmed. Yeah, meaning one arm's missing and the other out of commission. Disarmed is the words for it. So the rest of the Legion show up to take on the Hag. And she shows them, or she casts a spell and creates these paintings with coverings over top of them. Want to see what the future holds for you? Remove the cloth from the first picture, Pharaoh lad. If you aren't afraid of my prediction, goodbye, ha ha ha. She's vanishing. Good riddance. The day I'm afraid of little old ladies, I'll be ready for the slag heat. So he opens up, and apparently it is a prediction that he will be in a slag heap, getting melted. Let's see what's behind the second cloth. What dire finish does she predict for the next Legionnaire? And apparently for her, nothing. She's hale and hearty. And Cosmic Boy wants to check, but she says, no, I can't let it. It's too dreadful. So he suspects maybe she is Supergirl and she has X-ray vision. No comment. But if you'll all come with me, I'll show you how to counter the Hag's hexes. The only way to fight black magic is with white magic. I know just the spell that can beat the Hag, but it requires a brew boiled in iron and stirred with lead. Leave that first item to me. So Cosmic Boy brings down one of the Sentinel satellites, and then Pharaoh Lad grabs it and uses his super strength to carve it into the shape of a cauldron. From now on, I'll have all my witches' cauldrons made by you. Okay. Starting a fire will be easy, but getting the special ingredients for the brew won't be. We'll need a lock of hair from a genuine magician and the print of an enchanted shoe. We sure can't get them on this planet. We'll need the help of the other Legionnaires. I'll use my pocket communicator. Cosmic Boy calling Legion headquarters, come in. So he calls on the rest of the Legion to go out. They're going to go back in time. For the hair, they're going to get some from Mr. Mxyzptlk, and it does down there tell how to pronounce it. So they're going to go back to Superboy's era. And then for the magic shoe print, they're going to go to Supergirl's era. But given the power of Mr. Mxyzptlk, it's going to require the whole Legion. So they decide to send the substitute heroes to Supergirl's time. So we go to the substitute heroes clubhouse, where they are all just kind of practicing. Terrific, Night Girl. In my stone form, I weigh over a ton, but you're balancing me on one finger and a boulder on the other. I didn't think he could talk when he was in his stone form. I thought he was just comatose. There's super plant growth for you, Color Kid. How do you like those tomatoes? Not bad, Chlorophyll Kid, but I'd prefer them in different colors. So Color Kid can change colors. Ooh. Freezing that falling water into perfect cubes is a challenge to my super cold power fire lad. As long as I stay out of the sunlight, it's simple. Oh, she's responding to Stone Boy. And then he's taking Fire Lad or whatever his name is. He's carving them the ice into statues. Helps develop perfect control for my flame breath, Polar Boy. Just then, look, the flashing light means the superheroes are trying to contact us. A case at last. Oof. Take it easy, gal. It's a good thing I made a hard stone. She's lucky he didn't just shatter. Now to open the surprise package of the year. Flip to part 2. Don't be too excited about the surprise of the year because it's not that shocking.